Hi everybody. Happy Tuesday. Welcome to my live. Thank you for joining. It is a cold Tuesday night here in San Antonio, Texas. We're not used to these kind of temperatures, so it's been a challenging couple of days. But we have heat and we have water, so we're pretty excited about that. Otherwise, we're all getting by. I know everybody's had cold temperatures everywhere, so I hope y'all are keeping warm. I hope you didn't get too much snow. I think we're going to bounce back pretty quickly. Tonight, the low is going to be 15, which might be a record for us here. But I think by Thursday, we're going to be back up to about 71. I mean, briefly. But anyway, it's been challenging at work. We had some pipes burst, so we had the plumber out 3 times in the last 24 hours. So it's been a little crazy, but anyway, hi Kelly, how are you? But here we are. Nice and warm in the house, so I cannot complain. All right, well, thanks for watching. If you're watching now live, if you're watching the replay either here on YouTube, I appreciate it very much. We're going to have fun. I've got some fun card ideas for tonight, so I'm anxious to show those to you. If this is your first time tuning in, my name is Laura Roderick. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in San Antonio, Texas. I go live every Tuesday night, pretty much, every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Oh, Kelly, the high was -2 yesterday with the wind chill -22. That is insane. That's nutty. I don't know. I know there were similar temperatures in Chicago, you know, when I was talking to my kids there, and it's just bitter cold. So hopefully this whole cold front will move out of the country and everybody will get a little bit of relief. Anyway, if you have time, it's a good time to be in your nice cozy house stamping, right? That's a fun thing to do. And that's what we're going to do tonight. So let's get started. I do a share winner every week. If you share my video, then I will enter you into a drawing to win a prize. You have to just share it either on one of my Facebook pages or on YouTube and just write share it in the comments. So thank y'all for sharing. I really appreciate it. This week I was giving away these adhesive backed hearts and flowers. Really cute package of embellishments. And this week's winner is Renee Parisi. So Renee, congratulations. Thank you for sharing. Thank you all for sharing. I truly appreciate it so much. All right, this week we're going to give away these. These are fun. These are from the new catalog too, Rainbow Adhesive Back Dots. So beautiful assortment of colors in a couple different sizes of dots. So that'll be this week's prize. Okay, you guys, let me turn down my camera and we'll get started. Hi, Lois. Let me move up my chair and flip my camera. All right. Okay. Let's talk about first. Oh, you know what? I have another thing here too. I also wanted to give away this roll of ribbon too. So the dots and this beautiful roll of neutral ribbon. Very pretty. So 2 prizes for next week if you share. Okay, I almost forgot that. Okay, let's see. I can see everybody's comments. That's great. Okay, you guys, I want to start by talking about this lovely lavender kit card class that I have. So, yeah, I talked about this last Tuesday, and then the dies went on back order. Hi, Lisa. So, super disappointed that the dies went on back order. So, I can die cut the things for the thing for you. You just have to have the stamp set, but a lot of people like to buy things with the bundle and you get a savings of like $5. So I've also moved all the dates back. Now, did I write the dates, the new dates on here? I don't think so, because the new live, I'll do just one of our regular Facebook lives on this kit. That's going to be February 13th, if that's the Tuesday, I think it is. February 13th. So I'm moving everything back by 2 weeks. That way you have enough time when, oh, hey, Jolene, I'm glad you found me. That's awesome. I moved it back by 2 weeks. They're supposed to be back on in stock around the 29th of January, but I would encourage you to order this kit now if you want it. And the reason is something else may go on back order, like one of the things that you're getting free, and I want to make sure I can order them. I can't order them till I collect money on them. So anyway, I would encourage you to do that. So this is going to be a fun kit. Let me show you what we're going to do with this kit. So we've got some cards. Here's a sending love and best wishes. I think this paper is really pretty. You mean the world to me. You are loved beyond measure. I did a Mother's Day card because that's one of the sentiments in the lavender set. So we have this really pretty card. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3 cards that we're going to do. And then we've got a couple of other projects. So this one, we've got a little lavender sachet and a little holder. So this would make a nice gift for someone. You will also receive the lavender sachet in your kit. We have this little holder that we're going to make for a treat. And inside, we've got a Biscoff cookie, which everybody likes that. So a little tea and cookie. So again, this would make a nice gift for somebody. Some lavender chamomile tea. So I think that would be a fun gift for somebody. You will get the cookies and the tea in your kit too. I want to make sure that everything's included. You also get a half a pack of the DSP. You would also get a full package of these beautiful purple fine shimmer gems and a full roll of this beautiful Lost Lagoon bordered ribbon. And then just a little thank you. This is a lavender honey spoon for tea also. So those are all the things you would get in the kit. So if you want to order it, it's $37, $8 for shipping, so $45. That includes tax. Just email me if you're interested in the kit. I will send you an invoice through Square, and then we'll be good. And we'll have that kit coming up a little bit later then. Okay, let's talk about tonight. Mini catalog is out, you guys. You know, there's so many fun projects. There's so many things right now that I'm having a hard time deciding what to do every week, right? The Sale-a-bration catalog is out also, where you can earn free things. So what we're going to work with tonight is this beautiful Flight and Airy Designer Series paper. And this is a free item. If you purchase $50, you can get this pack of Designer Series paper for free. Stampin' Up! Will send it for free. It's the only way you can get it is for free by placing an order of $50. So I decided, since it's Sale-a-bration, to go ahead and use this paper to make the cards tonight. I'm also waffling between that and Valentine's Day because we don't have that much time left to make Valentine's Day cards. And I know that we really want to do that too. Okay. Just checking to make sure we're still on okay because it looks like my Facebook froze on my iPad, but the video is frozen there, but I can still see your comments, so that's good. And I can see on the phone that I'm still live, so I think we're good. Anyway, these are the cards that we're going to make this week. So we have this Thinking of You card, this Happy Birthday card. These are all occasion cards, and I'll show you the stamp set that I'm using for the sentiments. This one I cased from the catalog, and I'll show it to you when we get started. This pretty little Birdhouse card. And then this one that's just a note. If you like birds and these kind of soft colors, this is a great class. And this is something that you will get free with the purchase, this little card kit, if you purchase from me this week too. And we'll talk about that in a couple minutes. In the meantime, let's just get stamping, right? So I chose the Go-To Greeting stamp set for the sentiments because basically we're just dealing with paper tonight, right? So I needed a stamp set. I like this set. This is out of the annual catalog because it's got basically the 4 sentiments, but in different fonts, right? So you have 3 sizes and 3 different fonts. So this is just a really nice all-occasion Go-To Greetings kit. So we're going to use these right here are the ones that I chose to use tonight. Okay. So for this first card, you can see we did a border on the bottom, and what I used for that are the basic borders dies, and I used this one right here, which makes a really pretty edge. And then this little shape right here, which I will die cut for you in the kit, is from this new, and this is out of the mini catalog, Thoughtful Expressions dies. I'm in love with this set because these dies are just so pretty. I'm pretty sure I'm going to use them like every week because I'm in love with them. And the stamp set that goes with it is the one with the hummingbird, right? So I feel like these dies are a must-have. Of course, I will pre-cut this for you so you don't have to worry about it. Okay, here are our pieces. Let me show you the paper too, because this is really beautiful paper. I know you could see it a little bit in the catalog, but I was just really taken back by the colors, because the colors are so pretty. So this piece right here is pretty much where I cut all my birds from tonight. So you can see there's one bird, there's some with a pair of birds. So I've cut all the birds from that piece. And on the other side, there's beautiful designs too. You get 2 of each of these 12 by 12 papers. Look how pretty this is. I didn't use this, but I mean, you could just cut this out and make just a pretty card with just that. Nice and simple. Of course, the back of this one I love because it kind of looks like sky in the background. That's pretty boho blue. This one right here, we're going to use some pieces of that for the birdhouse. And then we have some beautiful patterns on the back, which we're using also. And we have more of a fresh freesia flower with these. We're going to use this, like a whole strip of that with the birds. I didn't get to use these yet either, but look how pretty these watercolor birds are. So this is a really great paper pack. Okay, here's our pieces. Hold on, everything's falling down. Okay, we're going to start with Calypso Coral, and we're going to use our regular size card base, the 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. I don't know, there's a little defect in the paper right here, but we're going to cover that up so it doesn't matter. And then I took that die, like I said, and I ran it through my die cutting machine, just flat like this. And then I got that pretty border. It's maybe, I don't know, not quite an inch up from the bottom. So we've got less than an inch of a hangover right there. Okay, the inside, we've got our 5 1/4 by 4 piece of basic white and just a strip of that paper. This looks to be 1 inch by 5 1/4. So let me get out some. Oh wow, Renee said she got 4 packs of it. Yeah, it's very pretty paper, isn't it? I got a bunch of packs too. I'm in love with it. There's a lot of really good items in the Sale-a-bration catalog. So many things I want to get. I'm in love with that watermelon set, and I really want to do a class on that, but I keep thinking, all right, you need to get back to Valentine's Day because we all need some Valentine's Day cards, and we want to get them done early so we have time to send them. So, and there's a couple of cute Valentine's Day kits too. So let's just attach this to the inside right off the bat. And then you can see how this pattern's going to show through once we get this lined up. And actually what I did on my card was I made this come all the way to the bottom, which is what I should have done again. But I think it still looks pretty like that, even with a little strip of the white border there. So up to you, preference. If you like it at the bottom, you can just put it down at the bottom. I don't know if I feel like ripping it up. Let's try it. Let's see if we can just get this up and put it back on the bottom where I intended it for it to go. Now, sometimes if you're trying to pull this up and it's a little tough, you can heat it with your heat gun a little bit and then it comes up a whole lot easier. So I'm trying to not bend my paper or tear it as I do this. And I'm going to try to pay a little bit better attention. So let me just try and re-stick it because I think I like it better without the white border. So I have it right at the bottom, just like that. Okay, and I'm just, well, I'm not being really exact tonight, am I? But I think you get the idea what we're trying to do here. Okay, there we go. So that's going to be just like that. Now we're going to do the next layer. And I want to start at the top and work my way down. So I have this from that piece of paper, the designer series paper that I showed you. I have this little bird image with these pretty little, it looks like Calypso coral colored flowers. And so I'm just going to fussy cut it. And I just cut very simple, just right around the edges of this. And it doesn't take long. I can start it here. I've pre-cut all of these tonight, so you don't have to watch me cut out a gazillion things, because for each card we're doing some fussy cutting, right? So we're just going to, you know, just leave that little bit of a white border around it. I'm not going too far like into anything. I'm just kind of doing the outside of everything. You could really get carried away if you wanted to, but it's really not necessary. And as you can see, it doesn't really take very long to fussy cut these things. It's not hard to do. And I think it's worth it because I think the cards look really pretty. And they're nice spring colors, right? Does it remind anybody of spring? I love spring and the colors and the birds and the flowers. We actually, even with this crazy bitter cold weather, I've got, I don't know, 5 or 6 roses on my rose bush in the front yard, which is kind of funny. They were just out there being happy today. I didn't think roses were that hardy, but maybe they are. We'll see. They might be dead by tomorrow, but right now they're out there looking beautiful. Okay, so I'm not gonna like right here go too far in. I'm just kind of sticking to the outside border just like that. Okay, that's all we're gonna do with that. Okay, so what I'm gonna do my stamping. I wanna do the sentiment on this piece of basic white. And we're gonna do that in Lost Lagoon. We're gonna do the thinking of you. Okay, and I'm just kind of put that right across the bottom here. And don't, everything stamps so nice in this glass mat. I'm in love with this glass mat too. It's been super fun. All right, let's go see how long I can go tonight before I need to get the baby wipe out to clean up a mess. All right, this we're just attaching with some seal right to the other piece. So I'm just gonna line that up right here. Okay, and then let's pop up the bird that we cut out. And I kind of want to get pretty close to the edge because it's kind of a thinner paper and I want it to stay looking pretty good. So I'm not going to be stingy with my dimensionals on this one. I want to make sure I have enough in here so that it's stuck on there pretty good and pretty even. Okay, so let's put this right about here. I think I want it maybe a little bit more over this way. So it's just a little more centered. So I think that's pretty good. All right. We're going to tie the ribbon behind here so we can go ahead and put this other layer on right now. So let's put this on. I always want to make sure I've got my layers correct. And I'm keeping in mind where my ribbon's going to go. So on this one, it's just going to go behind the card. So I'm leaving a little bit of a space at the top. Otherwise, it's going to the edges on the side. And then we have that nice border at the bottom, just like that. All right, so let's get out our Lost Lagoon ribbon. And we're just going to tie across and make a nice bow. Okay, that's a little bit long. And we're going to want that to go right across the middle of the card. Okay. And I kind of want my bow to go this way a little bit, so I'm going to kind of pull it that way. Let's see if I can tuck this underneath here. Okay. Let me just tighten it just a little bit, and then I'm just going to trim the ends up so they look pretty. Okay. All right, now we can pop this up. We're going to want this to go right over our ribbon, so I'm just going to put some dimensionals on the top and bottom of this. I thought the iridescent pearls would look really pretty with this, so that's what I chose for a couple of the cards. So this card being one of them, we're going to get some of those out. So all in all, this is a pretty easy card to make, right? It didn't take much time, didn't use a ton of supplies. This paper kind of does the work, right? So right about here. Okay, let's add some of those pearls. This is the Iridescent Pearls Basic Jewels, and they have such a beautiful shimmer to them. Now you can color these too with your alcohol markers if you would like to. We're going to leave ours white. Okay, so I'm going to use, it looks like there's two different sizes, so I'll use one of the bigger ones here, and then a couple of the little ones there, and another little one here. And that is it. We did it, right? Our first card. That was pretty quick and easy. So that's it. There's our first card, a little thinking of you. Now you can make it anything you want. If you need a birthday card, if you need a thank you card, make it anything that you would like. Use any sentiment. We all have tons and tons of sentiments, right? So use whatever sentiments you have. Okay, so the next one we're going to make is almost the same card, right? It's very similar. We're going to do this happy birthday card. So what we've added for this is this time the scallop at the bottom I've taken from our favorite Scalloped Contours dies, right? And has this little piece right here. And just sent it through the machine. This is boho blue. Same thing, just like that. And it cuts out the bottom. And you get that beautiful scallop. So we used the little borders from two different sets, which is great. Because gives you options, right? If you don't have one set, you can use the other. I will die cut that for you ahead of time. Okay, the other thing we're using is, again, another favorite Stylish Shapes dies, and we're using that for the outside banner in the blue. So that would be this one right here. And here's our pieces. Okay, so I think I said before that the paper lists all the colors that are in the paper so you know what to coordinate with it. So we are using the boho blue paper, 8.5, 5.5 square to 4 1/4. And like I said, we ran this through the machine to get our beautiful scallop on it. And this one is gonna, again, fold this way. We're gonna do the same exact thing we did with the inside, 5 1/4 by 4, 5 1/4 by 1 inch. So let's get that set up nice and easily. I'm gonna do it right this time and not forget. I'm so used to leaving a border at the bottom, I always do that for my cards because I like it, but not in this case. Okay, anything hanging off the edge, I think that looks pretty good. Maybe just a little bit to trim. So it's perfect. Okay, let's put that down on the inside. Okay, inside nice and easy. You could put a sentiment on the inside too if you would like to. Hold on 1 second, I am going to get a quick drink. All right. Okay. So the border. Now this time we're gonna put these pieces of paper together before we put the ribbon on, and then we'll attach it to the card. So I have that strip of paper, and all we're gonna do is I'm gonna just fussy cut along the top to just kind of make a border, and then that is going to go right here on the card. Now this one is a little bit tall, you can see, so after I cut this out, I'd probably cut a little bit more off the bottom right there. So let me see the piece that I already fussy cut, so you don't have to watch me do that again. And let's see how it looks. I think that's pretty good. I don't think we need to cut anything off. We're going to cut something off the sides so we can center it and decide where exactly we would like it to go. And I'm just going to kind of hold it up and cut it because I don't want to adhere it yet because I want to put my ribbon on it. So let me just hold it and decide. I think right about here. Is it straight? I think that's pretty straight. So let me just cut this off. Now you could just cut it right from the start. It doesn't really matter where the birds and stuff are on here. So I could have just cut it to 5.5 to begin with. Okay. Put that back aside. So I'm just going to put this at the bottom right here, and it's going to go exactly along the edge right here. Oh, look at, I still have to cut off another 1/4 because, okay, see, that's how we do it. Ugh. Put this piece on and then cut it. That's what my intention was. So all the way to the bottom. Hold on. Come over. Okay, now I can trim. I knew there was something different. I knew I didn't do that before. Like, what happened? That's what happened. I forgot what I did. Okay, there we go. So that is the piece. Now I want to use some of this beautiful ribbon. This is the In Color ribbon, and it is a textured ribbon. And it's also in the boho blue. Look at the sheen on that ribbon. Isn't it beautiful? So we're going to actually put our ribbon right here. So I'm just going to cut it a little bit longer, and we're going to tuck it behind too. All right, so I'm just going to take a little bit of seal and go along the bottom edge right here on the front and put my ribbon down. And I'm going to go all the way to the bottom again on this, just like that. And I know it's a little bit long on this side, but that's okay. I'm just going to add a little bit of seal again. You could use liquid glue if you want. And just put it behind so we have a nice folded edge over the side. Okay. All right, so now we're ready to go ahead and put this down. This is just going to go right across here, and it's going to be centered, so we've got kind of a little bit of an edge at the top and the sides. Okay, hold on. Now, if you want, you could pop this up to you if you'd like to do that. I did not. I just kept it flat. And then it's kind of hitting the border on the bottom, like right at the top of the scallops. Okay, just like that. Okay, now we want to go ahead and do our sentiment. So I have this from the Stylish Shapes in the boho blue, and then I just have this little piece of basic white, and this is 3 1/4 by 3/4 of an inch. And I'm going to get out the fresh freesia, and we're going to do Happy Birthday on this one. Okay, hi everybody. Thank you for your comments. Okay, let's see if I can get this in the middle and straight. Okay. Now I'm going to take my banners Pick-a-Punch and just put a little bit, flag these a little bit here. And then I'll see if I need to take any more off because I want it to go inside that other die cut that we already have with the boho blue. Let's see how it looks in here. Nope, too long. Gotta take some more off. Now you could flag it with just a pair of scissors too. That's easy to do. Just cut up the middle and then from each corner to the middle. Let's just do a little tiny bit more on this side. Let me put this in. It's got little grooves so you can get it in the groove so it'll be exactly in the middle when you cut it. So let me do that so that they're even. Okay. Yep, that's better. All right, let's just put that down. Okay, now I'm just gonna set this down. You could also pop this up if you'd like to. What do you think? Should we pop it up? I didn't before, but why not? Because it's fun to pop things up. Let's just do it. See if we like it better. See if it makes any kind of difference at all. Come on. All right, we're going to add some of those little pearls again. Let me go a little bit higher with this. Make sure it's straight. It's hard to see if it's straight because it's got the dark and the light. I think I like it popped up better. Okay, a couple of pearls again. So let's bring those in. Same thing I'm doing like before, just like a bigger one and a smaller one. And then I just put another smaller one right down here at the bottom. Okay, another quick and easy card. There we go. If these start to flip up a little and it bothers you, just sneak a little bit of glue underneath. And it'll press down and be fine. Okay, that's a nice birthday card, right? You could stamp something in the inside if you'd like to. Card number 2. All right, now we're gonna do one that takes a couple more minutes. This one's a little bit more. So let me show you where I got the idea from this. And this is the Sale-a-bration catalog, and they always have samples on the inside. So I was looking at this sample right here, which I thought was really pretty. I'm like, that's very clever. It's the Birdhouse, and it's got from the horse carousel dies for the top of the Birdhouse, and I just thought, that's very, very pretty. And then I just changed it a little bit. You know, in your case, you can edit yourself and decide how you want to change it and make it look. So that's the difference between the cards. But that's where I got the idea from. So let me just show you. You know, you can also go online to the website and you can get the directions for the cards. So I just printed this from Stampin' Up, and you can see the card there. And so that's how I wanted to see, well, what did they use for this and what did they use for that? Because I knew that was from the carousel horses, right? I was like, okay, that's pretty obvious. Where did this branch come from? So I did go ahead and take a look at this, and I discovered that that was from, hold on, where is it? Stamps, Paper, Ink, Tools, the Dainty Delight dies. So, and I already had those just sitting there doing nothing. So here they are. These are the Dainty Delight dies, and here is that branch right here that we used to die cut. And I'll show you the color I did with that. And then here are the carousel horses dies. Right here. So what we're going to use from here is 2 pieces. We use this piece right here, and obviously we're going to cut it off here. So we've got that one that I did in Bubble Bath and Fresh Freesia, and then did this little scalloped border. So I cut that out just to do a little Fresh Freesia scallop. So I'll show you that as we get started here with the pieces. So I love when you can use something for more than one thing. I think that's really awesome, because otherwise my stuff's just sitting there and I'm not using it. So a lot of pieces to this card. So if you get the kit this week, let me just talk about that for a second. If you place an order of $35 or more at my website, by Saturday, you can get these make and takes for free. Here is the host code for this week. It's GWS2NCVF. If you place an order for $150 or more, don't use the host code. I'll still send you the kit, but you can earn host rewards that way. If you don't want to order from me, you can purchase the make and takes for $20, and that includes postage, so I'll send them to you. And it comes like this. Everything is pre-cut for you, right? So nice and easy to assemble. You have to do your own fussy cutting. Okay, so we're starting with boho blue again. And we've got this card base 8.5, 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. 5 1/4 by 4, and then we have this little piece of DSP from those papers. Now, some of the kits this week will have a little bird, and some will just be the flowers. I think either way it looks nice. So that's what we're going to do with that. Let's just finish the inside off really quickly. Let me put this bird on first. And this one doesn't matter, so I think I will go ahead and leave the little bitty border at the bottom. See if I need to do any trimming. Sometimes the measurements are not exact. Whoa, almost cut off too much. I got crazy with my scissors. All right, inside easy. Okay, let's work on the outside. So I have that designer series paper, the one that looks like a sky, right? See, that's what I was talking about before. You could just put this on the front of a card, do a border around it, do a little greeting, and it's beautiful, right? But anyway, we're using this side because it looks a little sky-like, so we're going to just put this onto here. But let's just work on this first and put it on afterwards. So we'll just have our little piece to work on. Okay, so I started here with that die with the branch, and I cut it out in soft sea foam. So I was kind of, if you can see these leaves, I guess they're like a soft sea foam and garden green. So I wanted to kind of get that variegated color on them, because I thought, well, I wasn't sure this looked right by itself, and I think the garden green was just too dark to have the whole thing. So I'm like, let's just play with it and do what we want to do. So I'm just going to get a piece of scrap. Now I could just do this right on my thing. Actually, I might as well, right? I have it. Let's just use it. So hold on one second. I want to get a baby wipe because I still haven't broke out my chamois yet. Because I just don't want to get it dirty. It's too pretty. I know that's crazy. Look, I got some glue on here already. Okay. All right, so I just have a baby wipe I'm going to use. So I have one of the sponge daubers. I'm going to use a little bit of garden green. Let me pull that out. And we're just going to add a little bit of ink to our leaves. So I'm just going to take this and just kind of brush the leaves a little bit. So kind of the edges, the ends kind of have that dark color. And we have the pretty variegation on these leaves, which I think looks really nice. Looks a little more realistic, right? When you have some variation in color. Okay. Sponge daubering my finger, that's good. Okay, that's it. Super easy, super fast. Now, I wanted the branch to be brown, so I'm taking my pecan pie alcohol marker, my Stampin' Blend, and I'm just going to take my brush side, and I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to just color the branch with the marker. And that's how we can get all the colors on there that we would like to have on there. Okay. Let's see, this one's got the leaf starting right about here. And this doesn't take very long either. It's pretty easy. This brush tip covers pretty well. Got a little bit more to do. Right like that. Isn't this a beautiful branch? I'm like really glad they thought of it. I could see lots of uses for this. Okay, let's just add our branches a little bit. Okay, that's it. So we've got our branch together now. Hold on, I lost my cap right here. Let me move this. Just go ahead and wipe all that off. Great. Okay, so we've got that ready. So if we want, we can go ahead and let's start by gluing that piece down first. So we're going to put that right across the top, and we're going to end up cutting a little bit of it off. So let me add some glue. I'm going to use some liquid glue, and I've got a new one this week. So let's get this new one started. And I'm just going to put some little dots on here on the leaves. I feel like when I start using a new glue, it starts to come out pretty fast. So it's not as thick and gunky as my one that I leave open like all the time. Okay, so just some dots here and there. And then we'll go ahead and put this down. I need my little tweezers to hold this. We probably don't need to go down all the way because we're going to cut it off. Okay, so I kind of want it to hang, and I'm going to kind of put it as much to the top as I can. It can go a little bit over the edge because keep in mind we've got the boho blue behind it, so that's fine. All right, now I'm going to go ahead and cut this part off, just like that. Let me wipe up this glue that I spilled. Okay, so step one, we've got our branch. Okay, now we're going to build our birdhouse. So I took the stylish shapes, I took the square shape, and I just cut out from the, let me get out my stylish shapes really quick to show you what I did. Okay, hold on, everything's in a pile here. So I took the square and I found a piece that just had flowers. There were some birds and stuff other on this paper, and I just cut out, I just found a piece that I wanted that just had the flowers, and I cut it out like that. And then I took this circle, and it's the smallest one that I used, and I ran them through the die cutting machine like this together, and that's how I created my little birdhouse front. So that's what we've got for that. All right, let me put these away so I don't lose them. I was making a card. It was the blue one we just did, and I lost that little scalloped die, and I knew I had it out because I was cutting kits, and I knew it was there. I spent like 30 minutes looking for it before I finally found it. I was so annoyed. I'm checking the garbage. I'm like, don't you hate when you actually lose something? So this is a little bit more towards the top. All right, so this piece is going to go here. I also cut with the next size circle the back. You have this nice border, so that's going to be the back of our birdhouse. So let me just get a little bit of adhesive and put this on. I don't think it matters which way the pattern faces, but let's just, I guess, if I'm going to be picky, which I usually am, I'll just make it kind of straight. All right, I'm going to let that dry for a minute. And more glue. Okay. All right, so that's drying. We need to cut out our little bird. So I've got one that's already cut out. Now, it could be the one with this color. It could be the one with fresh fuchsia. It really doesn't matter. This is the one that I fussy cut. So that one's ready to go. Now, here's the dies that I cut out. So I did 2 of these. So first I did it in fresh fuchsia, and then I did it in bubble bath. Okay, so the bubble bath is the one I'm going to use. And then the little pieces from the fresh fuchsia are right here. So we're just going to paper piece these together in here. And then next time, since I cut out 2, I can do the fresh fuchsia with the pink, the bubble bath inside. And I've got 2 sets because I've already cut them out. All right. So we want to do this in kind of, what am I saying? We want to start with this piece. So I left a little bit of an edge. This is probably at least 1/2 inch. And I did the little scalloped cutout, so this is going to go on the bottom. Let's start by cutting this part off. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to glue this piece on first. And I'm just going to do a little bit on the edge right here. Actually, it's going to come up higher, so I'm going to do a little bit higher too. Okay, and I'm going to just glue it so the edge is, you know, right at the bottom, right like this. And I think that looks really pretty, and that's nice. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to just run a little piece of Post-it tape just behind. You could use any kind of tape. Oh, wait, my iPad went off completely. Hold on. I got to get y'all back. Can't believe it timed out like that. Probably because the video's not running. Oh, thanks, Heather. All right, so I'm just going to put a little piece of Post-it tape here too. Okay, and that's going to kind of hold it together even though we've glued it. Now I'm going to come back here and I'm going to go ahead and cut. So I want to cut up here and along the edge. Now I've got a little backdrop that I can paper piece my other 2 pieces in. Okay, so now we've got that looking like that. Let's get these scraps out of here. And we're going to take our 2 little pieces, and I'm going to add a little bit of glue. This is already kind of sticky because it's the tape, right? And then let me just get this and put these 2 little pieces in like that. 1 and 2, they fit perfectly. They have a backdrop, so they're going to stay, and that piece is finished. Now, this is pretty much dry. We're going to glue that piece to the top of this piece. I'm trying to do this all in the right order this time. So this is going to go right here, just like that. We're going to let that dry for just a little bit. Looks like one of these little things didn't punch out completely. Okay, now before we put this on, I've got another step, and that's I'm going to take a little bit of linen thread, because we kind of want it to look like it's hanging from the tree. And so I'm going to go ahead and put this through here. And then I want to leave enough linen thread so I can tie maybe a double bow. So let me go ahead and cut that off. So I'm going to start by tying a knot because I want to make sure it stays where it's supposed to stay on here and that nothing unravels. So I'm going to go ahead and tie that first. Okay. I'm going to just double knot it because I just want it to stay. And sometimes I feel like linen thread can be a little loose. Now I'm going to go ahead and tie a bow. Now you can tie one bow, you can tie two bows, up to you. So let me start by just tying the one. These nails, I swear, they're difficult sometimes. All right, so I've got my bow. I'm going to tighten it up a little bit. And then I want to go ahead and do another bow right on top of it. So that one's pretty tight. Let me put this down so I can go ahead and do another one right on top of it. You could just do the single bow too if you like. A little bit easier. But let me pull this. Okay. Now we've got our double bow. And we can just clip off our ends. Actually, I don't think I wanted to clip off the ends. I'm going to actually want to tie. Well, I think I did it a little bit different last time. I think I tied it here, then tied it to the branch, and then tied the bows, but I don't think it really matters. We can just put it kind of like that and have an imaginary hanging, right? So it's fine the way it is. Okay, let's stamp our sentiment. I'm just going to do a thank you on the stylish shape banner. Yeah, Lisa, from the Carousel Horses. Cool, right? Stampin' Up had a good idea there. Okay, thank you. I'm just going to do a memento on this piece of bubble bath. Okay, we can do final assembly now. Let's get some dimensionals for our birdhouse. It was so cold yesterday morning, and there was like a layer of ice outside. So, you know, I was taking the dogs out in the morning very early before work, and it's a fence yard, so they can go out there, but I just always go out with them. But there was like a layer of ice on the outside furniture, and then the deck looked really slippery too. You know, the concrete, and I thought, oh my goodness. So I was trying to get him just to stay in the grass and not walk around the edge of the pool, because I thought somebody's gonna slip and I'm gonna have to jump in the pool to save the dog when it's like ridiculous temperature outside. So I was kind of worried about that, but nobody fell in the pool, so that was good. All right, so we're just gonna pop that up and put it right about there. It's not probably exactly centered, but I think it's pretty good. Okay, let's, we're gonna put our bird off a little bit this way. So if it's not centered, see how it's a little bit more this side? We've got this kind of bird to offset it. So more dimensionals, and dimensionals also on the sentiment. Yeah, I did not want to be jumping in the pool in my robe when it's so freezing cold outside. And, you know, in Texas, we keep our pool open all year because we don't get this kind of crazy weather too often, so we don't have to worry about anything freezing or, you know, we can pretty much swim all year round. Okay, that'll go there. This one right here. And then we just have to put it onto our card. So let me get, I'm going to use my Stampin' Seal Plus because I feel like it just goes on super easy when I've got a big bumpy surface underneath. This is going to go right here, just like that. Okay. Now I thought for the embellishment, we could use these. And this is the 2022 to 2024 in color pearls. So they, we've got this color here, which is the Orchid Oasis, which I think just matches beautifully. They're only one size. So we're just going to take 3 of these and put them on. And I think they match pretty perfectly. And I love the sheen, kind of that iridescence again, just like our other pearls that we used. So that is it. That's our pretty little birdhouse card. I hope y'all like it. I thought Stampin' Up! Had a pretty good idea there. So we had to case that. Okay, let's move on to our last card now. I also just want to, let me clean up, and while I'm cleaning up, let me just mention too, this glass mat is available. If you buy the starter kit, you get it for free. If you want information about that, just send me an email. I'll be happy to call you, send you an email, give you whatever information that you need on that. It also comes with, this glass mat also comes with this beautiful like silicone mat that sticks to it that you can use watercolors, your Stampin' Spots, lots of different uses for this. I did take the chamois finally, baby steps, right? I took it out of the little container. I just haven't wet it yet or used it because, I don't know. I just haven't. I put it into a little stamp case too, which is where I'm going to keep it so I can kind of keep it moist all the time. But I'm baby stepping my way to using it. All right, last case. The other die set we use for this right here, Nested Essentials dies. We use this die right here to go ahead and cut that out of the basic white cardstock. And this one we're going back to the Calypso Coral. All right, so regular card base 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. Same thing for the inside, 5 1/4 by 4, just a strip. We just made our inside super easy this week. Super fast, super easy. Didn't even do any sentiments on the inside, although I could have. But sometimes I just like to write inside too when I'm sending a card to somebody, especially if your card's saying just a note. Let's put the note inside. Okay, inside done, super easy. Okay, the next layer is going to be 5 1/4 by 4. This is part of that beautiful DSP. So this is going to go right here. You can see how nicely this Calypso Coral coordinates. I love the colors in this. Some of my favorite colors are in this paper. We're not using any ribbon on this card. We're just doing simple layers and more bird cutouts. Okay, now the scalloped contours dies, we did a rectangle. So we cut that out. This is Lost Lagoon. And then I have a, do you guys remember this paper? This is in the annual catalog. And it's called Vellum Basics Specialty Designer Series paper. So it comes in 3 different designs. We have the stripes, we have these little ferny leaves, and then the dots. Now we've used all of them in different card kits, but I thought the little leaves would be perfect for this. I wanted something just as a little background. So I have this piece of specialty vellum, and this is 2 5/8 by 3 7/8, and that's just going to go right here. Now I know I'm going to put a sentiment across the middle and a little bit at the top and a little bit at the bottom for the bird, so that's where I'm going to go ahead and put my adhesive, because it's going to show through. And we're going to cover it up. So we want to put it in a place we're going to cover up. Okay, see how you can see right through that where we've put the adhesive? All right, no problems there. All right, so we can pop that up right in the middle of our card. All right. Sorry, I was reading comments for a minute. All right, right in the middle, like that. Okay, let's do our stamping. We're gonna do just a note, and I'm doing that in the Lost Lagoon. I think it's always kind of a fun game to stamp a sentiment and then try and hunt around and say, which die would look good with this sentiment? What's the perfect size die for this sentiment? And that's the one I found was this one. I thought, okay, that'll work. Okay, the bird. So I have 2 different pairs of birds. This one's got the 2 little feet on it. This one just has kind of 1 little foot showing. So they're both a little bit different, but they both have these blue, the boho blue flowers. So let me get out the ones that I've already cut out. Okay, just like that. So we're just going to pop everything up now. That's it. Super easy. I've seen a couple really cute, there's a couple really cute Valentine's Day sets. So I think next week for sure we should do some Valentine's cards. Oops, okay. Ugh. Okay, this goes right across the middle, just like this. And then we'll take our birds and put them one on each side at the top. If you don't mind fussy cutting, these are super easy cards to make. I just cut my birds out. I just sit there and watch TV. I like to multitask when I watch TV anyway. It's hard for me just to sit there and watch TV and do nothing. I like to multitask. So just sitting there fussy cutting something out is just kind of nice and relaxing and easy. And it doesn't take that long. Okay, our little other bird pair down here. Right like that. Let's add some of those pretty pearls again. All right, super easy. Cute little just a note. I love the soft colors of these. Okay, so let me show you what we've done. We did a lot of cards in a short period of time, right? Really fast. Our thinking of you, our happy birthday, our cute little birdhouse cards, and then we did our just a note cards. I hope y'all liked the cards this week. They were really fun to make. I really enjoyed making them. If you want the project and measurement sheet, if you're on my email list, this will go out tomorrow morning in the email, and you'll have all the measurements for these cards already. If you don't want to be on my email list, you can just email me and I'll send you the measurement and supply sheet so you have it. Paper Pumpkin switched over since last week, so now we're on the Sweet Springtime, and that goes through February 10th if you're interested in getting that. And don't forget that add-on die. Is this, did I hear somebody say this was on back order or not? I can't remember. I didn't see it on back order, but I wasn't really looking that much. Oh, Lois, you crochet while you're watching TV. See, you like to multitask too. I wish I could crochet. I really do. I've tried a couple times and I am not that talented. Okay, so here's the dies that go with the first 3 sets of the year. So if you're a Paper Pumpkin subscriber, here's the number 164396. It's only $12 for these dies. And then you can use them with your other kits. If you place an order, don't forget that you can also get the Sweet Stampin' Friends tutorial for January. This is all things out of the new catalog by the different designers that we all do our little cards and things, scrapbook pages. Here's the card that I made for this time, and you'll get that free with a $35 purchase also, but you may want to bump to $50 so you get something free like the paper. All right, you guys, I hope it warms up wherever you are. I hope that you don't have much snow. Thank you all for joining me this week. It's been really fun. I appreciate you all, and have a good week. All right, thanks, you guys. Bye-bye.